Hey everybody, DeLongshot Signatures here. This is episode 7 of my 2025 TTM Returns, and we have 17 successes to share. The reason why it took so long to give a video out was because I injured my eye last week, and I couldn't really use a computer screen until about 2 days ago. I've been busy with other stuff. I went to an event yesterday, so there will be a second video that I do with a really nice recap there. But basically, just to keep it simple, I know some people get really squeamish with eyes. I had an issue when trying to put in a contact and had difficulty getting it out, and it led to me hurting my eye, essentially. And it was just kind of really red around, the color part of my eye and everything. And it made it extremely difficult dealing with bright lights. So I slept a lot. And I was able to work. Thankfully, most artificial lights weren't too bothersome, but the sun was hurting whenever I was outside driving, and if I got too close to a computer screen, that was a problem as well. It also sucks because our postal service has been really bad here recently. They switched facilities, and so I'm supposed to be getting my contacts. I was supposed to get them last week, and still don't have those, and I grew up with a lazy eye. So that makes it kind of difficult when I don't have my contacts in to stay focused, and I don't have any glasses right now. So I'll probably have to look into getting those at some point. But it was a fun week dealing with that. But thankfully, it's better now. It's pretty much cleared up, and now I'm just waiting to get my contacts back in. But we'll get started with the returns. First one here is a great one for the college football collection and potential future NFL starting quarterback. We shall see. But this is a 2 of 2 success and 170 days from Penn State quarterback Drew Aller. He was signing a lot last summer via a home address, so that is where I sent. And after the season was over, he was kind enough to sign both of those photos for me. His stats don't wow you, but he's been pretty solid. So I believe he's going back to college next year. So hopefully we'll see him make some improvements. But there was some talk that he could be a first-round pick this year had he declared for the draft. Then we have a racing return. It's a 1 of 1 success in 23 days from Ed Barrier, another addition to the 94 Max set. Then we've got a 1 of 1 success in 124 days from former NHL defenseman Dave Marcinician. I think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. I think that was sent to Canada. It's either there or Florida. I don't know. Most hockey players seem to live in one or the other. Didn't have a super long career, but another addition to the 90 Pro set there. Then we have a college hockey coaching return. He signed both of my photos and then included a little note. 2 of 2 success in 28 days from Colgate head coach Mike Harder. Signed both of these photos for me and then wrote, "Thank you so much for the kind note. Let me know if you ever plan to come to a game. Would love to say hello." Don't think I'm close enough to the school to be able to make it to a game anytime soon. But if I ever do, I would be more than happy to go and say hi. Then we have a former hockey player. I've gotten from him before, I think at the beginning of last year, and then I needed a couple cards of his, so I purchased those off of COMC and then just got them back. This is a 3 of 3 success in 25 days from Nick Antropov. Signed both of these set cards for me. And I remember, I think it was NHL 2K6. He would have been on the Maple Leafs, and loved playing as him on the team. So I got one of these Toronto Maple Leafs Centennial set cards and got his signed. Then we have another college hockey coach here. This is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 51 days from St. Thomas men's coach Enrico Blasi, I think is how it's pronounced. He was a longtime coach for Miami of Ohio. Had a really, really good start to his career there. Had 2 Frozen Four appearances, including, I think, an NCAA runner-up finish. They switched divisions, or conferences, excuse me, and they kind of struggled there. But then he was hired for St. Thomas, and they're still really struggling. So he started off with a fantastic win-loss record, and it's tanked quite a bit. But they still trust him to be their coach. So hopefully at some point he is able to turn that program around and start getting more wins. Then we have a golfing legend. This is the last card I need from him. For the longest time, he didn't sign cards, and then he just did all of a sudden via a home address. And he signed 2 for me last time, didn't sign the third one, so I resent the third one and got it back. This is 1 of 1 success in 14 days from Golf Hall of Famer Greg Norman, the Shark. Awesome to finally have those cards completed by him. Then we have a couple of former Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a 2 of 2 success from former safety Tony Covington. Got these back in 15 days. Some 1992 cards. I think he was a 1991 draft pick. Had a decent rookie season, having 4 interceptions, and then just never really competed to that level again. Pretty short NFL career, but very nice rookie season that he had. The other one is also a 2 of 2 success, this one coming back in 13 days, from former NFL tackle Paul Gruber. Fantastic TTM signer. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time that I've gotten him. Should have all the cards that I need from my sets signed by him, so don't have to worry about that too much anymore. Then we have a couple more college hockey coaches. First one here is a 2 of 2 success in 52 days from men's coach for Princeton, Ben Sire. I believe he's in his first season as the head coach with the team, but he's been a long-time assistant. And he also included a t-shirt from the school, which was very nice of him. Unfortunately, it was too small for me. I wouldn't have been able to wear it. But my sister is also going to be moving down to Florida, and she was staying with me for a few days as she was getting ready to drive down there. And so I gave that to her because she didn't have a ton of extra clothes over here, so she really appreciated getting a free shirt. Then the other coach is also a former NHL player. This is a 2 of 2 success, also in 52 days, from Lindenwood men's hockey coach Bill McCult. Here he is with the Canucks. Didn't have any trading cards of him. He had kind of a longer career, but didn't play a ton of NHL games. A lot of spot appearances here and there, bouncing between leagues. But still cool to get him, former NHLer. Then we've gotten former NFL running back who signed 4 for me in 16 days. This is Marion Butts, another great TTMer over the years. Finally got all of these cards signed for various sets. Turned out great. Then we got a college basketball coach here. 2 of 2 success in 34 days from men's Notre Dame basketball coach Micah Shrewsbury. He coached at, I think, an NAIA level school. I want to say it was Indiana University of South Bend. Coached there for a little while. Had a short stint with Penn State and is now in his 2nd or 3rd season with Notre Dame. So now combined between both men's and women's basketball, Notre Dame is now the school that I have the most total seasons coached between all of their coaches that they've had. Still want to get the current Notre Dame women's basketball coach. I don't think I've ever gotten back from her. But I think I have a total of 78 seasons coached between all the different people that have been part of the Notre Dame basketball program. Then this one is a resend that came back, and thankfully this one was successful. He did sign 2 of 2. One of them is a gift, so I'm not counting that for myself, and that is on its way to my mom. But this is coming back in 37 days from Keith Morrison, known for NBC's Dateline. Last time I sent to him, I made the mistake of sending glossy photos instead of a matte finish, and those photos came back extremely smeared, so I resent those along with better copies of the pictures and explained what had happened, and he was kind enough to re-sign those. So very, very happy and glad that I was able to get that gift for my mom completed well. Just a few more returns here. Former NFL linebacker who signed 3 of 3 in 18 days. This is coming back from Ken Harvey. Another great long-time TTMer. We got a former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver. Unfortunately, these cards got extremely smeared on the way back. They're sticking now, but they're just, one of them's kind of tough to look at. But it's a 2 of 2 success in 16 days, coming back from Rob Thomas. So this one rubbed off from Rob in the envelope or on the back of the other card. I don't know. So that kind of stinks, and it doesn't look like it was really the strongest marker either. But, glad to get it back regardless. He's been a good TTMer. Last one is coming back from an NFL punter. It's a 2 of 2 success in 14 days from former Rams punter Dale Hatcher, who made the Pro Bowl and was voted as an All-Pro in his rookie season. Had a very, very good season for the standards back in those days. It just wasn't ever really able to get back to it. But for a guy who played in the 80s, having a average of 40 yards per punt for his career was pretty decent. Nowadays, you got guys that are averaging 50 each year. It's crazy how the punting game has changed so rapidly. But he was a very, very good punter at the start of his career. But that is it for this one. Finally caught up on these TTMs. They've already been posted to Instagram. And then I have some really cool in-person autographs to share with you guys here in a little bit. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.